Huge crowd, this is realistic crowd actually. There was a huge crowd at the game. I think there was 85,000. Just a sneaky 85,000. You know. Oh, look at the lineups there. Big game. Who comes out first? The D's. Here come the Demons. Oh shit. Did I mess up their number? Or maybe the numbers load differently. Why is it framey as shit? Anyway, here's the Tigers banner. The D's one was exactly the same, but yeah, clearly things didn't work out. So I must have done something. Oh, probably because of the numbers. Yeah, because it's going off the Indigenous Guernsey, so the numbers load differently. Right, that's something I'll have to look into for future reference. Yeah, it's alright. Cochin and Nate Jones in the middle. And Trent kicks to the punt road end, so we'll be kicking to the left of screen for the Tigers. Big game! The Tigers looking for their third win of the season. The D's looking for their fourth. And it's a huge start early. Go, Caddy. Yeah, this is the problem. Caddy and Watts is always going to be the problem. With no Rance to match up on him, Caddy and Watts was always going to be the biggest concern. Yeah, well done, Dave. Oh, mark it, please. Jeez. I reckon twice in the last match, we actually let two of those go through. Gets bumped and he'll get the ball back here. Handball goes towards Dustin Martin. Gets it towards Big Toby Nankervis. Has a little bounce in the middle of the ground. Never trust a ruckman with any kind of handball chain at all. They're just going to stuff it up. Here he is again. Tries to get an inside 50 shape. Bolton towards Castagna. Left foot ball, right foot ball. Rioli. Freewalt. No one. Griffiths off the deck. Pressure is hot early. And finally the D's try to get some ascendancy going towards Gorn in the middle, but it is just turning over in the corridor. No team has found a clear passage through. Here goes Jones, long flying shot at goal offline, one behind. And that is the first score of the day. Alright, inside the 50, Nankervis towards Rioli. Gorn taps it off the deck. Off the ground might have been Bernie Vince there, and in the back, Griffiths. We got a free kick after Hibbins giving away one. I think Murph's pointed out this matchup could be exploited, and Griffiths kicks the first goal of the day. Love it. Prestia, nice little hands. Out towards Edwards. Can have a bounce. Can have a secondary bounce. Can run to 30. Oh, just gets run down from behind. Really should have made the most of that opportunity. Hibbert again with another turnover. Castagna goes out wide. Rioli trying to pick this one up, and we'll get another throw in as Griffiths may have picked up an injury. He's limping off the ground. Conker's going to come in for the Tigers. That's not a good sign for Richmond early. Already down one of their key positions in Rance. Rewald just handballs it through the goals. The one behind. So the Tigers just wasting an opportunity there, but they'll get another one. That's a poor kick out from McDonald, I think it might have been, with the Oscar variety. And Georgie Castagna can just slot one. Beautiful. And he kicks the second for the Tigers. They get around him. Taking the handball. Petraka, Gorn, long kick. I don't know if Asprey can get to this one. It's a mark to Hogan on the goal line, or in the goal square, and he will line up and kick the first goal for the D's. GC just snuck that one through. Very lucky. This was not a great kick. It's come right off the side of the boot and almost missed. Very lucky to get away with that one. Gordon Nankervis back in the middle. Handball goes towards Prestia, towards Nankervis again. Now the D's can get a little bit of momentum through the middle of the ground. Handball towards Pedersen inside 50, finding... Oh no, the bloke's dropped the mark. Hooley taps it towards Caddy, and he gets dumped. Asprey very far outside of his natural habitat, and the ball goes inside, and Kent has taken the mark over Vlostone. And kicked another one for the D's. The score's a level. Alright, Nankervis in there again with Oscar McDonald, it might be. Here he goes, Nankervis gets the clearance, one out, Jack Rewalt. Rioli's there as well. Ball's going to spill to Castagna, gets a tap along the ground towards Bolton. Goes towards Rewalt, to Rioli. Can storm into the open goal and kick the third for the Tigers. Oh, back in there. And Nankervis is going to be able to have a little bit of an opportunity while we have gone off the ground. And that's a couple of clearances there. Back-to-back clearances for the Tigers as they go 7 points up. Conquer a little bit of pace through there, but just missing that opportunity. Who picks that up? Not sure. Kenny gets a handball to himself. And that'll be quarter time. 7-point Tiger lead. The first break. So at quarter time, it's been a pretty solid performance from Richmond, to be honest. You know, we're controlling the ball in pretty much every area of the ground. We're winning the uncontested ball as well as the contested possessions. So they're not really allowing any sort of run and spread for Melbourne. And we're making the most of our opportunities. Obviously missed a couple there with the 3 goals. Nankervis has been brilliant while Gawn was off the ground. Cochin in there, Prestia as well. But Dusty Martin hasn't got into the game yet, or neither has Jack Riewoldt. So there's plenty of opportunities for the Tigers to go a little further here in this next quarter. They've just got to hold off the Ds and hope they don't get on a run. So Gordy's back in the middle there. Here's Dusty, as we spoke about at quarter time. Trying to get it out of there. Now the Ds will with Jordan Lewis. Goes out wide. Edwards gets the spoil on. I think Garlett was trying to get it out of there. Here's Dusty. Just tries to shrug a bloke off, but gets dumped in the process. Griffiths towards Cochin. Goes back to Griffiths as trying to come back on the ground clearly after the injury he sustained in the first quarter. Little handball from Martin to Butler to Riewoldt. 10 line out, 15 out, a little bit of angle. Maybe 20 metres out, a little bit of angle. And Jack has sprayed that one. They're taking risky kicks, the Ds, but it might be paying off at the minute here. That's 3 solid marks in a row, and then Cochin cuts it off. Got bumped and the umpire called play on. He might be, I thought it was Hogan or Watts maybe out there. Goes to Petraka inside the 50, finds Harms. And he may line up from about the 50-metre line. Goes with the barrel. And that's a goal to the Ds. Margin back to 2. Castagna, and a good spoil. So we'll get a boundary throw in again. Just the 1 goal this term, and it's to the Ds. Dusty's on his own at this stoppage. Can we just tap it out the back to him? Gawn got it down towards Jones. Then Martin cut it off. Got it towards Nankervis to Bolton inside the 50. Riewoldt, can he take it? He can. Just worked his way into the front position over Tom McDonald there. And he can line up with little to no issues as the Tigers put through another goal. So they've kicked their 4th. They lead it by 8 points once again. He played pretty good last week for the half he played, I thought. Anyway, here's Martin, goes to Edwards, goes towards Butler. Butler just takes him on as a bounce. Can go over the top to Rioli, who, he should have gone back to Butler, and he's paid deliberate. To the boundary line, skill error or not. But he makes amends by cutting off that one, and he can line up from 50 out. Bit of an angle here, Dan Rioli. How much do you think the wind is going to influence this kick? Oh, it's gone miles out of play. It's a horrible kick. Cut it off again, Daniel. He does. Oh, gee, the D's having trouble kicking it out of defence. Here's Rioli in the pocket. Oh, again, he's overcooked it, undercooked it. And again, he's missed. So, Daniel Rioli's had a couple opportunities inside forward 50 of late in this quarter. Or, the last couple of minutes, and it has just not paid out for him whatsoever. Ball's going to spill out towards Castagna on the boundary line, goes to the right foot. No, it might have been a Nana that went the wrong way and ended up with Rioli again, so he'll have his third shot for goal. This would be ambitious if it was to go through, given the wind and the circumstances and how he's been kicking it lately. That ball has gone across to Castagna again. The Boonana to the Boonana. And now Georgie Castagna can have a snap and try and bend it through. This is not going anywhere. Riewoldt will take the mark. Jeez. And Jack might be able to finally do something and put it through for the Tigers after 3 or 4 consecutive shots at goal, which we might have a look at on the replay here. Goes with a torp that gets carried in the wind towards Rioli. And then he's gone the snap, the Boonana, in an attempt to kick a goal from down here. Where is this? And this one's just curved a long way and then marked by Castagna. Possibly out of bounds. Possibly out of bounds. Yeah, look, if you're on this angle, I suppose it's not completely out. Or I reckon that's completely out. Anyway, so they get lucky with this one. And then Georgie boy Castagna goes, I can kick this goal. So I'm going to line up from, you know, the pocket here and try and snap this one around. And then he goes with the snap, which doesn't quite go anywhere near where he wanted. Rioli just misses what he's trying to do. And Riewoldt gets to the back of the contest over the back of Vince and takes the mark before eventually kicking the goal. But you all seem to think that that was out of bounds. Anyway, Gawn got it to Martin though. Riewoldt running out of there and he'll take another one. I told you Jack to kick 6 in this game. He'll line up from 50. That's a long ball. Rioli looking the goods for this one. Not quite going to get there. Castagna putting the pressure on. Butler's down there as well as Bolton. Here's Riewoldt, picks it up. Out the back door to Rioli. Goal to the Tigers. The things that, you know, would be, you know, promising for us at the moment is his uncontested possessions, which is a big win. That's plus 21. Plus 21. And you look at the contested ball. That's plus 10 as well. So, you know, you got a plus 10 in that region. This is a really good start for the Tigers because you put us in a position where we can then push forward. And even inside 50s, we're just making the most of our ball use going forward. And this hit-out stat, really not too much of an issue because around the clearance, it's fairly even as well. So I think that we're doing very, very good at the moment. You know, very, very good. And a 20-point lead will really allow us to push into that second half, you know, with a bit of confidence, I suppose. And it's really doing nicely for us at the moment. All right, second half underway. Named Curvis. There was actually Gawn that got it down. The D's are away. Big tackle from Dustin Martin. That's what you like to see. Defensive efforts as well. A soccer off the ground from Asprey. Went towards Cochin. Picked up by Dustin Martin. Now I think that might be Gawn now with a handball out towards Lewis. I think it was. Long ball towards Hogan and it's spoiled through. Or it might have actually been a drop mark. Went towards Dustin Martin, but Jones has picked it up. He goes with a long ball, looking for Kent, it might have been. And Hooley's marked it and played on instantly. Not sure about that one, umpire. And Hogan goes the Boonana that sneaks through. So the D's get the first of the second half in what they would like. Perfect opportunity for them to start the game. Done well since coming off slightly injured in that first term. Short ball towards Castagna. Can he get on to the end of this? No, he can't. Jetta. He's probably had his measure most of the day. Here's Dusty. Cuts it off towards Butler. Butler just spins out of trouble. Gets it towards Griffiths. Back to Butler. Dribbles the ball. Why would you dribble it? That's fine. It's a goal. I don't mind. As long as it's through. Dan Butler kicks his first for the day. And the Tigers push it back to a 19-point lead. It's a long kick. Asprey back there. And he's having a better day today, Dave. We saw him had a nightmare against the Eagles a couple of weeks ago, but he's had a really solid performance today. That's a great kick looking for Cochin, who can just not break stride as he continues to run forward. Got run down, but didn't give away a free. Here's Dustin Martin, just shrugs off a bloke, then gets tackled in the second one. Handball went off towards Edwards, who might have gone down at this stage. The D's with a nice little side set from Garl. It goes to Petraka in the end. Long shot at goal from 50. I think it's home. And the D's kick another one. So they're keeping themselves in it at this stage. We're going to throw in on the 50-line members side for the D's, who tend to play in this third term. They trail by 12 points. This might be Watts with a left foot shot. And it's through. The D's get it back to just 6 points with a left foot snag from Jack Watts. I think that's Garlett down there. Then he gets a beautiful handball inboard. Might have been a bug. Cochin gets a spoil down there. McIntosh taps it along the ground. Probably could have picked it up. Here's Cochin back towards McIntosh now. Handball goes out wide to Grigg. He's on his left and he want to find that left foot. He gets the right boot inboard to Griffiths. Solid grab down there. Has Rioli leading with a short one and I reckon he'll spot him up. Beautiful. Rioli has probably been the most effective forward the last couple of weeks for the Tigers. And he'll line up 50 out. A little bit of angle. Difficult wind scenario. Long ball. Riewoldt in the square. Spoiled. Front and centre was Castagna. Couldn't pick it up. Handball back to Rioli. Dribbles it home. And they get around him. They get around him. He's kicked his third. That's what I like to see. So Rioli just Holding the ball against Dustin Martin. Not often you see that unless there's 6 blokes tackling him. Grigg picks it up. Tries to run away from Garlett. Not going to happen. Prestia gets himself a free. Nicely earned there. He's got Rewald in a one-on-one with Bernard Vince. He goes in that direction and gets him. That's something you don't often see with quality forwards. Oh, no, Jack. No. Oh, I thought that was solid. As Nate Curvis taps it down towards Castagna, trying to get the snap out there. Here's Griffiths, picks it up. Hamble went towards Martin. Can he just strike him off? No, he can't. Griffiths left foot, right foot, snap around the corner. Just offline, one behind. 3/4 time. And it is a 14-point Tiger lead. Very interesting final term coming up. Can they rally the troops enough? Aston Martin, you made a meal of that. Oh, goes to Rioli, didn't get him. Tap went down, Conker gets a free for in the back. And can just go with a little one towards Rioli, didn't quite get him. You got the handball to Rewalt, can go the chipping ball for Castagna. And he can take his full 30 seconds really here and ensure the Tigers are going to seal the deal in this one. As Georgie Boy comes in, puts another one on the board, and it's back to 20 points. That game high lead once more as he kicks his second. Georgie Boy Castagna loves his work. The Tigers kick back-to-back goals once again, and since the D's have closed within a goal, the Tigers have really been able to answer at every stage of this match. Ball out once more. Can they get some more scoreboard, Tigers? Can they completely close this game off? Gorn with a tap down towards Lewis. Going to be picked up by Griffiths. Handball to Cochin. Now Jetta goes off the deck. Martin picks it up. Conker's down there, puts a nice tackle on. Rewald also, and Martin just putting the pressure on, and the Tigers, you'd think they're home now. They've done enough, you would say, to suggest that they've got this. As Martin goes to Prestia, who runs in and hits the post. So the Tigers want 21 points, which is the biggest lead of the match. Come on, Reese. Castagna towards Rioli and Rewalt, and Jack will take it. There was a bit of a tricky wind on today, was there not? Just made it difficult for these forwards to kick goals at times, but Jack has missed once more. I'm telling you, there's a bit of a vortex down that end of the ground, trying to finish it off. And that'll do. Full time for the Tigers. They get home in an ANZAC Day game, or an ANZAC Day Eve clash that everyone will be pretty excited about. Like the Tiger of old, we're strong and we're bold, away from Tiger, yellow and black. Jeez, you just take a look. The D's won the uncontested ball in that final term. I mean, the contested ball in that final term. But the Tigers plus 50 uncontested possession. Way too much run was allowed from that end of the ground. And that is why they managed to run away with this game. 161 uncontested possessions. That's plus 45. Fantastic effort from the Tigers. Let's look at the statistics of the individuals. Dustin Martin, another huge game. Backing off a 20-touch game last week. Had another 17 disposals today. Wonder if he'll actually be in the votes this time. And 7 tackles as well. I think the defensive pressure last time was something they didn't want to give him votes for. And what have we got here? Rioli. Rewald kicked 2 goals for. It was very difficult win down at that end that they were struggling with. But let's take a look. Did he get in the votes, Dusty? Once again, has not been given a single vote.
Yeah, mate. Sam Goatley from Goatley Media here. I just want to reflect on the second quarter effort there. There was a play where I think there were 5 shots at goal for one goal for 6 points. That was pretty pathetic. What's your opinion on that play?
Yeah, we thought there's a bit of a vortex of wind down there in that pocket, and just made it extremely difficult to control kicking for goal. I think Jack kicked 2-4, and he's one of our better players. But as soon as the ball got anywhere in the air, it just seemed to zip. out of there. But, I mean, you've got to take your chances when you get them, and we missed a few of them. But, it was just good to get the scoreboard reward in the end, I suppose. At the end, it was probably a bit more difficult to kick for goal from.
Tom from the Telegraph here. Good win today, Spud. What do you think the areas that contributed to the win today?
Yeah, I think we're really good, both in our inside and our outside play. It was probably the first week we dominated both contested and uncontested possessions. So not only were we winning the ball on the inside, but we're winning it on the outside as well, which was probably more important for us, because generally we can be quite even on the inside play, but a lot of teams seem to get us on the outside. And I thought today, our run was fairly good, and our defence held up pretty well today. I thought Asprey probably played his best game for the season in absence of Rance, and Grimes, obviously second game back in, really adds to the side. So I think we're sort of getting our pieces together, and the team will continue to play some good football going forward.
Oh, hi, Mark. From Channel 9 News. Tigers are looking finals bound after a win like that. What is your thoughts on that?
Oh, look, we're only 5 games into the season. We're sitting 3-2, and what are we? We're like 10th or 11th at this stage. So there's a number of sides that are really pushing, and it looks like it's going to be an extraordinarily even season at the moment. So we've just got to make the most of our wins as good as we can going forward. And really, once we get ourselves into a good position for later on in the year, we can work out how that's going to play. So, we play the Crows next week, another tough task over there at the Adelaide Oval. They're in a similar position to us, 3-2 also. So, yeah, there's a bit of work to be done yet.
Hey, Spud, do you feel this win today highlights the potential that the squad has against more advanced and better teams?
Yeah, I think we've probably noticed Melbourne's been one of the bigger improvers in the competition this season. And so we thought today, we really had to take it up to them as good as we could. And we thought their contested ball was probably one of the better sides in the competition. And we thought we were really just really pleased with the output of our side. And I think that it was just, more than, just a few players standing up, because it was sort of a team effort. You can't just win by, one player single-handedly carrying you. And it just, made it a lot easier for us to put ourselves in a strong position going forward with the team playing well, more so than individuals. You guys good?
Yeah, look, I don't think we have any more questions. Thanks for your time, Spud.
All right, cheers, fellas. See you later.